so much, Professor Serukka. I've also had the opportunity to be trained by Professor Serukka when I was in the medical school in the 80s. I was in the medical school in the early 80s. I left the medical school in 88 and then went on to other studies, masters and so on in the UK. But I'm glad to be here. Professor Serukka, with your request, I have this one is just some brief remarks for this morning, so I'll talk a bit more tomorrow when I have a presentation of 20 minutes. So this morning I'll not say much. I just want to greet us and welcome us to this great conference. Yeah, so tomorrow is when I'll say a bit more about UNCST. But that said, I've also been in this chair for a little less than a month, so but I've been under Science, Technology, and Innovation, which actually oversees UNCST. But in terms of the office where I sit, the chair where I sit, I'm a few weeks old. So Professor Serukka, the Emeritus Professor of Makerere University. I think Professor Bruce was also supposed to be here, but he's the principal of the College of Health Sciences, Makerere University. The managing director, who they talked about, Professor Moses Joloba, for the Uganda Makerere University Biomedical Research Center. The team from Ethics, Bioethics Center, distinguished scientists, eminent scientists, academicians, students who are here, ladies and gentlemen, a good morning. Uganda's growing research landscape calls for a continued check on ethical standards while encouraging innovation. The field of bioethics explores the ethical issues arising due to these advances in research and encompasses social, judicial, and environmental aspects affecting human beings. Conferences like these promote healthy debates on bioethical issues, including global ethics and emerging fields, including human genetics and genomics, artificial intelligence, data science, and machine learning, as was mentioned earlier. Now, championed by the Makerere University, the Bioethics Conference draws on academic and evidence-based research that helps drive regulation and innovation. This engagement provides for promotion of bioethics, education, awareness among researchers, policymakers, and stakeholders across various sectors. It will also facilitate dialogue and engagement with the public to ensure that societal values and concerns are reflected in national research policies and ethical standards. As the UNCST, the evidence provided through this kind of engagement will help provide and facilitate regulatory framework, enabling production of quality research and development, that is R&D. Uganda's emphasis on quality standards will fuel growth in health innovations, socio-economic gains, manufacturing, engineering, and advanced technology in that kind of sector of technology where we are heading. So we pledge to continue supporting this kind of efforts and to engage more. And we therefore encourage each one of us to really engage fully in these 2 days when we are here. So if there are any questions, if there are areas of clarification, we encourage that we ask so that we can gain more and add to what we already have. So this kind of engagement helps to strengthen the STI regulatory system and practices, with the evidence being shown within these days that we shall be here. Together, we can ensure that our research not only advances science, but does so with compassion, with respect, and integrity, and with quality. I would like to conclude by thanking the government of Uganda for giving the enabling environment and creating such platforms which have helped us to come together. And in this case, we want to thank so much Makerere University for this kind of initiative and for organizing this. I also thank the Bioethics Center team for organizing this meeting, which relays our UNCST function of regulating all aspects of science, of technology and innovation. And we would like to underscore the STI sector, we have a vision of making Uganda the best. So ladies and gentlemen, as we gather in this place, we look forward to fruitful deliberations and engagement. Thank you so much for God and my country.